Hey everyone, welcome back to S'more Adventures, the channel where we chase the wild and the wonderful one epic journey at a time. This week, our adventures are taking a bit of a twist. So usually we're out chasing trails and hauling our backpacks around, but after a surgery I recently had, my doctor decided I need to take a break. 8 weeks to be exact. So what do you do when you can't hike? You buy a camper from the 70s, obviously. It's got all the classics, retro colors, questionable smells, wood paneling, and more projects than I bargained for. But while I roll up my sleeves and start turning this vintage rig into something that's cozy and camp ready, Josh is going to be off enjoying a peaceful hike at Soapstone Lake here in Oregon, because someone has to get some fresh trail miles in. So stick around to see if this camper turns into a cozy getaway or a comedy of errors, and don't forget to hit subscribe so you can watch the whole renovation unfold. Hi guys! So, plot twist. Instead of hiking mountains lately, I decided to take on a new kind of adventure. It's a little bit of an unexpected one, but I made the decision after years and years and years of having health issues related to it to have a hysterectomy. It is one of the best decisions I've ever made in my life. However, it does mean that for a full 8 weeks, I am not allowed to do any adventure. I am under strict doctor's orders to not go hiking, not go camping, not go backpacking because everything is extremely heavy and it's just too much wear and tear on your body. So what does a restless hiker do when you love to be outdoors and you love to do all of these things, but you're not allowed to? Let me show you. I bought myself a 1972 Coleman vintage camper on Facebook Marketplace. So as you can see, it's vintage, it's a little cranky, and it smells like mothballs, old adventures, and a little bit of mildew, but this is gonna be my new glamping sidekick. With a little bit of TLC, I really think that we can turn this camper into something that's a very comfortable part of our camping adventures in the future. And since we live in such a cold environment, I think it would be nice to have something a little bit more substantial. So while I'm renovating this, I'm gonna go over something that you guys do care about other than renovating a camper, and I'm gonna talk about the 7 leave no trace ethics of spending time outdoors. If I can't spend time outside, I'm going to teach everybody how to enjoy and preserve the places that we love so much. So that leads us to principle number 1, which is to plan ahead and prepare. Just like with this camper, if I didn't plan ahead and get all of the supplies I needed and take all of the proper steps to make sure that this was a smooth renovation, we will be having a lot of issues. Planning ahead means knowing the regulations of where you're planning on going, understanding the weather, the terrain, everything that you're going to need to know. If you use All Trails, we highly recommend downloading your map in advance because you don't ever want to get lost in the woods and be unprepared for any kind of surprise situations that may come up. The last thing you want to do is to have to build a fire someplace where there's an active fire ban going on. You don't want to end up unknowingly attracting wildlife that you didn't even know were in the area. Make sure that you plan ahead so that you reduce any kind of burden or impact on the area around you. How did I plan ahead to do this camper? Lots and lots of Lysol. So step 1, let's defunk the funk. Leave no trace ethic number 2 is travel and camp on durable surfaces and stick to where you're supposed to be. Don't veer off of designated trails. Don't trample plant life. Don't venture into places that you're not supposed to go. Always, always, always camp in designated camp areas. Dispersed camping is a good option for anybody who prefers a truly wilderness experience when they're camping. Just make sure you're in a place where it's safe to do it. Sometimes when I'm hiking, I will see signs that say no meadow stompers, and that essentially means anybody who has repeatedly veered off of a trail and kind of beaten a new path. And in particular, if you're in an area where the ecosystem is trying to recover, whether it's from a wildfire or a flood or anything of that nature, you don't want to hinder that ecosystem's chances of flourishing again. Principle number 3, dispose of your waste properly. Or as I like to say, don't be gross. Pick up your trash. Don't leave candy wrappers laying around. Don't leave banana peels laying around. And in the case of this camper, nasty rags and socks that I'm pretty sure predate the disco era. Just throw out your stuff. Don't leave it behind. This is something basic that we all learn when we're young. If you brought it in, bring it out. And yes, this includes toilet paper. There is never an excuse to leave things like that behind in the wild, and it can actually be dangerous, harm wildlife. You don't want to leave anything behind that's going to leave a negative impact on the environment. The next principle is leave what you find. Unless it's something from 1972 and it could definitely stand to be changed, leave it. That means leave rocks behind, leave cool plants and flowers behind. Don't bring those cool antlers that you found on the side of the trail. You're not nature's interior decorator, and you don't need to take souvenirs from your time outdoors. Take photos, leave footprints. That whole saying, that's very true. You don't want to take anything with you that could potentially take away from that ecosystem and the way that it functions. The next principle is minimize campfire impact. In this case, this means using something like a stove, a propane stove like this, which we are using to try and minimize having to cook anything over a fire. Do not start fires if you're in a fire ban zone. Especially living in Oregon, where we're sort of prone to wildfires in certain parts of the states, we really have to be mindful of something like that, because you don't want to do something that's going to destroy an entire ecosystem. Also, if you need it for lighting, just get fairy lights. These are extremely cheap. I got them off of Amazon for like $15 and they're plenty bright. This is what I'm going to be using instead of any kind of fire. Principle number 6, respect the wildlife. A lot of the principles tie into trying to respect wildlife. That means don't feed bears. Don't try to approach an elk or a moose. You could get kicked. You could get trampled. Don't try to put sunglasses on a raccoon. I don't know. Don't approach wildlife. Let them stay wild. The only kind of wildlife I've been experiencing in this camper so far is spiders. And let me tell you, I'm failing miserably at not interacting with them. But when you're out in nature, take care of the wildlife. And that leads us to the last principle of leave no trace, which is be considerate of others when you're out in the wilderness. That means keeping your music down. Don't set your tent up in the middle of a viewpoint. Don't block trails. Be considerate when it comes to hiking on trails. A lot of people don't know that when you're hiking, the people who are coming uphill have right of way and the people coming downhill don't. I know that there are some nuances to this, and sometimes people who are coming downhill might need a little bit more leeway. If you're not sure of what the situation is, just communicate with each other. Make sure that you're considerate of others. Remember that we're all out here to experience nature. We don't need to hear EDM music blasting from the next tent over. Be respectful when the sun goes down, that maybe the volume should come down a little bit, and just enjoy the space that you came out here to enjoy. So that's my recovery project. I'm going to be taking this very sad and funky camper and converting it into something that is very fun, cozy, and functional. And I can't wait to show you guys when she's done and ready to camp. And make sure that you like and subscribe if you want to see the finished product of this camper. And we're really looking forward to having you join us on our future adventures.
Are you coming? Let's go.
that your daddy? You scared me.
Oh, she's been a friend.
Yeah.
So my new friend Will here is telling me these little flowers, these little plants here with the red little whiskers. They're almost like little Venus flytraps that catch the no-see-ums on the lake here. Very cool.
That's it for today's video. Thanks so much for watching and hanging out with us. And if you enjoyed it, be sure to hit the subscribe button so you don't miss the next episode where we finally reveal the finished remodel. We can't wait to show you how it all comes out, and we'll see you next week.